Hello everybody, this is Cybersurgeon and welcome to Pillars of Eternity. This will be the continuation of the Let's Play, but actually with a different spin. So I was thinking about it, and honestly, this is a relatively new channel, and you guys haven't actually seen me try to play as me to kind of get a gist of what's going on, with me. So I figured, instead of trying to roleplay as the pain monk sadist type thing that I had thought of, it would actually be a more interesting experience to just to play through as me. So I'm going to go ahead and actually just restart the game. Really, the previous Let's Play had only, been through the character creation anyway, so this will be the one that's the Monday, Wednesday, Friday installations of the Let's Play. Again, we're going to play on normal, and we're going to leave Trial of Iron and all the expert mode on. If you want to more in-depth on the character creation, I'm just going to kind of breeze through it. And if you want some more in-depth stuff on that, just check out the earlier video. And I'll go ahead and be quiet for this intro cutscene thing coming up here in a second. Resolve affects concentration and the will and deflection defenses.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Okay, one thing that I did notice in the last video is that the audio is a little wonky, and I have adjusted that. So hopefully everything sounds better. Please let me know in the comments if it's too loud, too quiet, anything along those lines. I think the balance is pretty good on this one. So we're gonna be trying to just basically be a me type character. So I'm gonna be human. Makes for pretty standard. And let's go with the meadow folk or the savannah folk. Originally from just south of the equator, and that means they're the originals. They're quite common in Raid Ceres. I think I'm gonna be meadow folk. I'll knock that out really quick. And then as far as the class, I usually play like a paladin type character. That's traditionally the paragon of justice kind of a playthrough, and the paladins are pretty interesting, have a lot of interesting mechanics as far as the faith and conviction goes, so I think I'll go ahead and go with the paladin on this one. And as far as which paladin order you want to go into, in the previous video I did mention that there's the dispositions that paladins and priests have to deal with, and so for example the bleak walkers are going to favor cruel and aggressive. They're kind of like the evil paladins. They're dedicated to merciless warfare and extreme brutality. Again, reinforcing that in this game, the paladin is not necessarily a righteous knight or anything along those lines, but more a knight with a dedication to a cause and a lifestyle and a god or king or something along those lines. See the gold-packed knights, mercenary paladins who sell themselves for all sorts of defensive and offensive engagements. They favor the stoic and rational. Believe payment is a binding contract. It's the kind wayfarers, the most widespread paladins. The shield bearers. Let's see. See, I'm a pretty clever individual, I would like to think, and I'm not a big fan of random cruelty. So I think I'll go with the. I don't know if I want to be gold-packed. Yeah, the stoic, rational kind of. It's very logical, very ordered, very structured. I like that. So I'm gonna be a gold pack knight. And as for my ability, 2 per encounter to basically do 150% damage, or a small 1 per encounter endurance heal over time. I'm thinking the Flames of Devotion is going to be more powerful ability. Let's go with some Resolve. I'm pretty... I believe I'm pretty resolved. Pretty... Intelligence, not going to cup one of those. Perception is obviously going to be for a lot of those reflex checks. And let's throw some might in there. And, well, I'm from, you know, America, so the Adir Empire would probably be the equivalent in the game for, you know, colonies in numerous parts of the world and blah, 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 melting pot and all that fun stuff. Let's see. This paladin doesn't even start with a shield. I think I might actually go with that one. It's pretty. Oh, well, this one didn't start with a shield either. But this one's got a big sword. I think I'm gonna have a big sword. There we go. Aristocrat. I'm definitely not aristocratic. Drifter, explorer, hunter, laborer, merchant, or mystic. I think probably a laborer is more along the of any of these. It's more reflective of who I actually am. Or a mystic. A feel of cosmic direction. That's I'll be a laborer. So let's see. Facial hair. I don't exactly have a thick beard. Let's go with that one. And that's not bad. Head needs to be relatively short hair. So yeah, not that. Probably that one. Yeah, I definitely don't have the pompadour comb over type thing. Switch that to a brown, and yeah, there we go. So I wear a lot of bright colors, so I think I'm gonna make sure my character's wearing some bright colors. I'm trying to make this a reflection of myself. Let's do that one, and black pants. There we go. And there you go. Nice smiling dude. Stoic voice. And we're gonna go with cyber. And there we go. Let's get on into this one. And like I said, I did do a video before that went a lot more in depth in the character creation. Showed a lot more of the options. So if you're interested in the character creation, I definitely recommend taking a look at that.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there. Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood? Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry, about the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Alright, so I'm just going to kind of skip through these options. You know,
Grow
just
on
kind
a
of click
bush
them
that's
real
common
quick.
around here, kind of funny
This
looking.
little
You'll know it
interaction
when
was
you
much
see
more
it.
in depth in the
Doubt
previous
nothing
video.
you won't see. Of course,
So
all the
I'm
ones
just gonna go
around
ahead
here
and
got
kind of
different
flip
names
through
for
all
them.
these ones.
Settlers called them in Gwithin. Not if you hurry about your business, and not if the weather holds it. This time
Kind
of
of weather to
year,
get out here.
they
One
don't
of those
got
big
odd.
rocks.
It's more like a shell than a prop. The
So the
sole
big rocks is
workers in
referring to are these
Defiance
green
Bay
things
use it
up on
for
the
different
top.
things. Hold on.
Basically like a
Kalisha
living
needs to-
form of
No
rock.
problem.
What kind of...
Kind you.
Don't let off with...
So we'll get Kalisha,
You
and
heard
here
the
we
man.
go.
Let's get going before you keel over.
So with that traditional Baldur's Gate style, you can toggle the the interactable things, and I tend to play with them on just to make it a lot easier to figure out what's going on. Unless there's it's a room I've already checked, and then I'll probably leave them off. But let's go ahead.
I've got it.
Open up this chest. We have some deerwood and clothing. As you can see, there's the recovery speed stat that's on the armor. Basically, that's just the thicker armor that you wear, the recovery time increases. And so it doesn't like slow your casting speed or anything along those lines. It's the recovery rate between actions. So if there's a second cooldown between your attacks, with 4 damage reduction with a 20% recovery speed penalty, it would be a 1.2 second cooldown. So
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
okay, so up on the top it says most people you encounter in the world are neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by just clicking the selection circle. Many characters simply greet you and go on their way. Others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant Hyoden, the conversation. Go away. There we go.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd
Who
like.
are you?
I'm a trader, originally from the Adir Empire, but I've been trying to establish new business out here. Life on the road has brought some unexpected challenges, to be sure. And I'm sure you've noticed how prickly the locals can be. But we're here to make the most of things, right?
Alright, so as you can see right here, where it says passionate, clever, or cruel, that's the reputation or disposition system. You can actually turn those little notifications off. But, unfortunately, it's really hard to tell the tone of some of the things that you're trying to say. Whether or not it's going to be passionate. Like, with an outlook like that, I'm sure you do well. You don't know if that's going to be passionate. That could be, I don't know, honest or optimistic or anything along those lines. So I'm going to play with those on just because it gives kind of a tone to the response. So, you think those caravanners are prickly? Watch out for the axe wielders, Odem mentioned. That's excellent advice, indeed. And see, that's so we got the disposition reputation, which will determine how people perceive us. And some nasty reputations will be favored by people. Benign reputations bring out the worst people. There's no inherent morality system in this game. It's just the disposition system. So there's going to be some people who like you for being honest, and there's going to be people who hate you for being honest. And you can probably get the gist of what kind of work it's going to be in each camp. But
Something
there
else
is
you
no
need?
black and white,
Looks
good
like
or
we're
evil.
settled for the night.
So I like that.
It's not as big as it used to be, but it's still big. The mainland is a continent northwest of here, but the colonies used to include Reupload and the Deerwood. About 150 years ago, Deerwood won its independence from the Empire, a fact our companions are quick to remind me of.
Why'd you move all the way out
Because
here?
it seemed friendlier than Reupload? My brothers took over the family mercantile business a few years ago, and there wasn't enough for me to do back home. I moved out to try and expand.
Deerwood is a former Adir colony, so it seemed like a good place to start. And as much as I admire the Raid Saren's work ethic, it always struck me as a little fanatical. Sounds to me like you got the short end of the stick there, dude. You had to move out. I don't see it that way. My brothers and I are all working together for the sake of the family enterprise. I guess that's kind of the youngest brother mentality thing, I guess. You can't do it there, so you gotta go somewhere else. Let's take a look at what he's got. So here's the basic store system. Gives you a little tutorial about it. Stores do periodically refresh the inventory. The stash mechanic, it's basically an unlimited storage space. And you can play with it much more restricted to where you can only access the stash, say, in town. But it does allow, or it does add a lot of, like, tedious micromanaging to inventory. So if you want to play that way, that option's there, but I tend to not play that way. And let's take a look. I know I'm wielding a greatsword, and she's dual wielding, so I don't think we particularly need any of that. My guy has some mechanics skills, so I don't think we need any lockpicks this early into the game. There we go. So let's just move on then. So while roaming through the overworld, yeah, exploration is obviously a key part of this game. While roaming through the overworld, there are two ways you can change the actual speed of the game. You can set it to double speed or half speed, and it'll automatically go to half speed in combat to make it a little easier to make your decisions, but you can change that up if you want. So I'll move around in fast.
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
You have cigarettes? Oh, it's a pipe. Okay. I was like, is he just smoking a cigarette? I didn't know cigarettes existed in the medieval times. Pick up some burned lady over there.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
So I've already done this part a couple times, so you know I kind of already know where everything is. Path winds through the
Shouldn't
narrow
stray too
canyon
far.
back the way you came. Grooves in the road mark the passage of hundreds of caravans along this basically main road. And then down here is the fallen tree that they mentioned. I don't actually remember if there's anything lootable down here, but you know. Fallen tree won't budge.
Not looking
Sap
forward to
oozes from
trying to
jacket
lift
wound in the
that
trunk.
thing tomorrow.
Here's where the horses are stapled. Oh, hey! I didn't realize. So, Orlin's Cradle. Right over there. It's nice. That's actually something I haven't found before. Okay, so let's go ahead and show off the combat. Like I said, I've already done this part, and you can kind of tell by the deer carcass that there's going to be something up here. Alright, so it uses the pausable real-time combat system. Anyone who's not familiar with that one, you can just basically pause at any point in time and issue your orders and then unpause and kind of let them play out. So let's see. Let's go ahead. If I can use that every encounter, might as
What
well
you
just
need?
go ham right off the start and blow those abilities. See if we can just give this wolf right off the start. Okay, so all characters in the game, friend or foe, you can see their stats. They have the primary defense. You know, they all have deflection, fortitude, reflex, and will. It just kind of explains that in the corner. And then all attacks that do damage have to overcome the target's damage reduction, and it's just a flat reduces the amount by blank. So, like, I have, what, a 4 damage reduction? I think? Yeah, damage reduction of 4, which means that any damage I take, if I'm taking 10 damage, it turns into 6. But all damage that actually you take cannot be reduced below 20% of the amount that it should be doing. So, you know, if you actually get hit, you will at least take 20% of the damage that the attack should have done. And there's no real way around that one other than just to have a high enough deflection to just not get hit. So, I really do like that mechanic though, because it does mean that you can't entirely negate combat just by stacking a bunch of really heavy armor, unless that really heavy armor is giving you a really good deflection. Abdena says you're a working man. A blacksmith, a builder, I guess I've experience as a cook, so I'll be a cook. How is it you happen to come here? I worked for an insufferable shit. I spat in a noble's food, and he responded by ruining my life. I had an affair with a rich man's wife, and he put a bounty on my head. Or, if you want to swing the other way around, you can have an affair with a rich woman's husband, and she put the bounty on your head. My skills languished in that kitchen for far too long. Or, that isn't your business. I really want to pick this one, but I've never had an affair with a rich man's wife, or a rich woman's husband. You know, either one of those options. Never done that. Never spat in somebody's food. I have worked for some insufferable shits. But I'm gonna go with my skills languish in that kitchen for far too long. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I did always like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think, I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. I'm just passing through, or I haven't given much thought. I haven't really thought about it. No harm in that, might as well see the place first. So you must have some other plan for coming this way. I hope to meet someone and fall in love. No. Probably the same thing I did before, also no. Looking for some adventure, really, getting into some trouble, find some new friends. I'm just kind of looking for adventure. Should hook up with an expedition. Some of the bigger towns send regular groups out to unexplored places, as long as you don't mind a little danger. Wasting some time here. Odem will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Okay, well, I'm not going to read that one because I decided to take a drink instead. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixamiddle. I'd do anything for her. She's a better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. Tell me about yourself. Got simple needs. I like the open skies and far horizons, and I find work that lets me live that way. I get that one. My family wanders too. We started in Deerwood, but my parents ended in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rodtawi and another in Adir. And my sister in the Gilded Vale. She's the only real homebody. Okay. I don't even remember what that one said. I'm not much for history, but what I know, I used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird things about it lately. People have been having trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, and that somehow it's getting worse. I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Well, alright, let's go back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfus is getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's down that way. Come on, let's go get you your water. Alright, let's go get me some water. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Yeah, the quests update automatically in the journal. I can just skip that one. And I know there's some stuff down here. Yeah, travelers maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign anyway you figure it. Of course, cold to the touch and ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. Dark, crusted, blood-stained besmirches the simple linen clothing. So, looks like there's a Zambi right there.
Yeah.
That was bad. It's been dead for a while. Alright, let's go across the bridge. Stream's right here. Where's Sparkle?
What a surprise.
Oh, there we
Sparkle
go.
went
He
hunting.
went hunting.
At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Well,
This is recent. Not good.
There's a recent little camp set up over here with some beer in it. Yeah, let's pick up some deer cap. Let's grab them water skins. You crouch at the riverbank. Dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalissa waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparkle? Are you alright?
Sparkle's toe catches on a rock. He collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Dun dun dun.
Ambush!
Okay, so my guy doesn't have like a. She's a fighter.
What you
She's
need?
got a little more endurance than I do. She's a little more tanky, so she'll take on melee guy.
Huh?
And then I will split my efforts over on, because she's got a bow, right? Yeah, looks like it. Okay, so that should be good. Alright, so yeah, she just give the crap out of him. Knocked him right the hell out. Alright, let's lightsaber her up a little bit. And then she should be perfect. Oh wow, Kalissa is taking some damage. I'll get over there and help her. Alright, so the endurance to health mechanic, the endurance is
Come on,
actually
we have
what
to get
goes
back to
when
camp.
fills red, their endurance is what's going down. And then the little green bar is their actual health. So as you see, her health did not recover at all when the combat ended. All that recovered was her endurance, which will allow, is what checks against, combat to combat. So let's come up here.
Steady does
Go ahead
it.
and try to be stealthy, see if we can't. Alright, so we have a hunter and a huntress. You can see right here the scouting mode. It'll help you find traps and secret containers, and while scouting, if you're being detected, you get the little eye and it'll start filling up with yellow. As soon as it fills up yellow, it'll start turning red. When it turns red, they're coming to you, and then when it turns red with an open eyeball, that means you're caught. So we're pretty much about to be caught anyway. I don't think there's a way around these guys. So let's just go ham
Yeah.
on the up front guy. Oh, there's 2 hunters. Son of a bitch. Alright, whatever. I'm sure we can take him out. We can take him. The other guy still hasn't even gotten up yet. One of my characters have become fatigued. Say they're fatigued. So there's the fatigue mechanic. Basically, it is, to prevent you from being able to go on forever. It's a realistic. Eventually, your people get tired. So. What is up with not being able to hit this chick? Kill her.
What you need?
I don't want to use the second knockdown on the same guy. As soon as he's down, I think I'm gonna have her go knock over. There it is. We'll knock him down. That way he stops shooting my guy. There we go. My guy goes mano-a-mano with this near-death hunter. There we go. Gee, that did not go as well as I wanted it to.
Right.
Yeah, I got the crap kicked out of him. Alright, well, so we got some just hatchets and shields and nonsense. Go ahead and put that straight in the stash. Right there. Bow and some coins. Okay. Back to the camp. Dead people everywhere. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Calista puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled in knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Okay, so right here you can see, since I have some lore knowledge, I be diplomatic and let them know that since I know where they're from, Glanfith, I haven't done anything. But I think I'll be a little more rational. They're gonna try to kill us. If I put my weapons down, it's not like they're gonna let me go. Many things may happen. The only one you can be sure of is that you hold your weapons, I'll drain his blood upon the ground. So I say again, lay down your arms. Okay, so I'm assuming that's Heodin. It says, don't trust them, that means kill us all. We are innocent in this, will you not listen to reason? Or I can use one of my several stats. Basically, pick on them for the fact that I'm strong. Call them out for the fact that all they've done is killed pansies. I don't have the intellect for that one. Go ahead, kill him, do it now. I don't want to do that one. I think I'll just try to bowl him out of the way. Or I can use more of the lore knowledge. Judging by the string of animal teeth around your neck, I'm guessing you're worshippers of Gallowayne. If Gallowayne told you to stop protecting the ruins, would you? I think I'll do that one. I think I'll go for the logical gambit. The man frowns and motions as to swing his axe. Heodin winces, but the blow never comes. Said the man cocks his head, intrigued. Of course, but he would not. It is by the command of all the gods that we accept this charge. How do you know? Because it's consistent with their beliefs, or because it's what you were told? The man glares. It has always been known to my people. I see. What of Galawain's edict that weakness and age must be purged by youth and strength? You think Galawain would want some moldy, crumbling stones to survive long after their builders have turned to dust? The man's nostrils flare as he fumes. He would not. He told us otherwise. I'm sure he did. Just not you, personally. Though why should that stop you from killing innocents? Distracted, the man's grip falters on the axe handle and he nearly fumbles it, affording Hidden the moment he needed to dodge out of the swing, which comes too late. Howling with rage, the man charges you instead. Alright, well, at least I got Hidden now. Okay, so looks like we're gonna get to actually use Hidden in this fight. He's taken a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad. So let's go ahead and we'll do this encounter, and then I'll go ahead and put a cut in the video. We'll see if we can split up who we're focused on. Actually, I don't want to stack. There we go. Hidden is getting jumped. Let's see if we can get that leader off of him.
It's no use.
Okay, well, we can give the leader. He was not very strong. Go knock that guy down so we can kill Hidden. What's this? Scored a crit. Crit is a better result than a hit, obviously. So basically, oh, here we go. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise, and his companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile. Upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it's rending you apart from within. Seated against the wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bow, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up upon the ledge. Hidden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hidden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hidden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw the weapon at the attacker, you'd have a good chance of hitting your mark. Hidden's gonna die if I don't help him. See, I normally have this dexterity one. Guess I'll throw my weapon. Your aim is true and the hit jars Hidden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hidden clambers at the top of the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, when the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hidden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it on the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entry portal, or the entire portal, begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
A Buick. Had to be.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside.
Alright, and with that, so we escaped from the Buick, and we're now trapped in the ruins. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in this video. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe if you are interested in checking out the Adventures of Cyber, the Paladin, and see what else is going on. So, and I'll catch you in the next video.